The Somerville Borough Board of Adjustment meeting for August 20th, 2025 will come to order. The meeting of the Somerville Zoning Board for August 20th, 2025 will now come to order. Adequate notice of this meeting, as required by the Open Public Meeting Act, has been provided. A copy of the notice specifying the date, time, and location was published to the Courier News, posted on the bulletin board outside Borough Hall, posted to the municipal website, and given to the clerk administrator. This meeting is a judicial proceeding. Any questions or comments must be limited to the issues the board may legally consider in reaching a decision, and the decorum appropriate for judicial hearing must be maintained at all times. Roll call.
Chairman Adair is excused. Ed Allett.
Here.
Roberta Karpenitz.
Here.
Morgan McLaughlin.
Here.
Rich O'Neill.
Here.
Brian Vadimski.
Here.
John Flores, Eric Alvarez, and Stuart Daniels are also excused.
Pledge allegiance. All right, minutes from August 6th.
I'll move them.
Second. All in favor?
Ed Allett.
Yes.
Roberta Karpenitz.
Yes.
Morgan McLaughlin.
Yes.
Rich O'Neill.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-007Z.
I've got one question on it. It's on item 13, about the fee for planting trees. We had a long discussion on it, as I recall. He offered to pay for them. I think at the end of it, we said no.
I thought, I read the transcript, I mean, I thought that we did we kept the waiver and
Waiver.
imposed the charge, so you know, the board, if the board believes otherwise, that's fine, but certainly, I think that was the sense of the board from reading the express terms of the transcript.
I wasn't here for that one.
I thought the fee was
I
waived.
thought we waived
There
it.
was a lot of discussion, but I thought the fee was waived.
I thought we had
But it's
waived it.
board's discretion, I mean,
Yeah, I thought we waived, he offered to pay it. I think he just wants to build his deck. But I think ultimately, he had 2 trees in his front yard anyway. And why charge him for trees there? I seem to remember the conversation now. Maybe the conclusion I don't remember, but I just remember us talking
Well,
about that conclusion.
Again, I mean, it's up to the board. I mean, I certainly read the, the transcript kind of indicates that the board, and the chairman, Art, was, he specifically set out the amounts due and things like this, so,
I could claim senility at my age.
well, so could I, so could I now.
I too thought we had waived the fee.
Yeah.
If that's the board, if that's the sense of the board, then I can easily remove any references to, the way, the waiver or the charge. Mr. Cole, are you amenable to that?
yeah, I don't see I
We'll
thought. we-
just remove any reference to the
just
waiver or the
reference
charge.
The fee was, the trees were waived and there was no fee incurred for the trees. I think that's where we left it.
I thought that's where he left it too.
So you grant the waiver and not impose the fees?
Correct.
All right.
I'm sure.
Yeah, wasn't it, because he couldn't build it, he couldn't plant them anyway because of where it was.
Wires and
Yeah,
all
the
that,
wires, so.
It was the wires.
He had 2 trees in
offered
his
to make
yard.
a contribution, but I thought, with further discussion, I thought the board waived that.
Yeah.
fee. I thought so.
I thought so too.
Yeah, because he had enough anyway, didn't he?
And he just wants to build a little.
It was short deficient of trees, but the
Yeah.
board, this was, I thought, yes, I agree, Cliff, there was a lot of discussion on this. I just don't think we ended up with the fees. That's all.
Do we need a motion? Do
So we need a motion,
correction?
yeah, motion with the correction.
I move we correct this to waive the fees for the trees.
Second.
Very good.
Second.
Roberta Karpenitz,
Yes.
Morgan McLaughlin, Rich O'Neill,
Yes.
Brian Vidinsky.
Yes.
Ryan, I'll transmit to you a revised resolution promptly.
Cliff, we have an answer about the next application?
You mean in terms of, okay, you mean Princeton Canal?
Yep.
Well, I had spoken with Mr. Ogrodnik before the meeting. I do have some concerns about this because this is an application for D relief, at least one aspect of D relief, which requires 5 affirmative votes. Of the opinion that this is we have, by the literal numbers, a very short board. So, I mean, my recommendation, I suggested to the applicant that it might not be appropriate for the board to hear this tonight and to hear it at a subsequent meeting, whatever that's going to be, when we have we meet every 2 weeks now, when the full board can be aware. This is not all that unusual, given this is the 3rd week of August, and this is generally the month when so many people are away. Needless to say, after Labor Day, things are gonna pick up quite a bit. And we still have, things going on, so Mr. Ogrodnik, I know you're here, I don't wanna step on you, but I mean, it would certainly be my suggestion, my recommendation, that you carry this to, are we available at the next, Mr. Bakey?
Our next meeting, it's the same applicant scheduled for a different property, so we could push back your next hearing, and then you'd have 2 hearings in September.
That would be the September 3rd, Wednesday, September 3rd?
Correct,
Right.
yeah. So this would move to Wednesday, September 3rd, and then the other application would move to the 17th of September.
Are they both big applicants?
That is up to the discretion of the board.
I mean, we're on 2 meetings a month right now, so any delay is not a big delay at all.
And then it would be the 17th.
Yes. Ryan, it's the 17th, isn't it?
Correct, yeah.
Thank you.
I was hoping my client would be here. I know he's stuck in traffic.
We have some more work to do up here, so wanna,
Okay, well, you guys want to just table this for a few minutes?
we'll table it for a few minutes and let you.
And then hopefully maybe we can, I mean, we may be able to accomplish both of those hearings in one night. So, I mean, for.
The other one.
69 West and multiple apartments. Little engineering.
That's the same applicant.
69 West End, for the engineering building.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's
Thank
the
you.
same owner, it's the same applicant, and it's the same professional team. So
Okay.
to me, makes a lot of sense to carry this, should the board take jurisdiction after reviewing the notice, and then carry this to the September 4th meeting date, and then you guys can determine which order you want these applications to be presented in. They're both residential to apartment,
Okay,
or office to apartment. My apologies.
well, I mean, I know you want to wait for your client, so why don't, as was suggested, why don't we table this for a couple of minutes? And we'll address other matters, and then we'll return to you.
Can I ask you a technical or legal question? The ordinance that just got amended the other night by the council, does that affect either of these applications?
No.
Okay, just,
Nope.
No, these, we call them D variances. The other one we're talking about is a use variance.
okay.
Right, no, that's correct.
So the last item on our agenda is item 7. It's 106 Veterans Memorial Drive. Want to give us the lowdown there, Mike?
Yeah, it's my understanding of the applicant, this is the one, to refresh the board, I'm sorry. This is the 2-family that, in the very tiny lot on Vets, that the application was continued because the board had challenges with sight lines and backing out. The applicant has submitted an email to Ryan asking for the escrow back, which means they want to withdraw the application.
Ryan,
However,
can I see the
the
notice again?
question is,
You have that
I think,
information.
and this is a question to Cliff, I think the application, I mean, the board has to dismiss it to make sure we're in solid ground.
Right.
Because continuing something that's never gonna go anywhere, it just
No.
clogs the docket up.
Yep.
So, the question is to Cliff, do we?
Would seem to me that we can dismiss it without prejudice.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
It's not
not,
the
Just
board's
as we've
fault. The
done with,
application's
just as we've done with a couple of applications recently.
Yes,
that stops the clock, that does everything.
right, it just means it's a do-over down the road.
No, they could not get a default approval if we dismissed it.
Right.
Really, the withdrawal, the courts, I think, really a withdrawal is a de facto dismissal, but I'm happy to have the board move to dismiss this without prejudice
Yep.
and have us vote on it. I can prepare a memorializing resolution if you wish. I know they've talked about returning the escrows and things like this, but at the end of the day, the burden is kind of on them. I mean, if we have escrows, and we have to draw against them, we should be allowed to do that.
That doesn't affect our action here tonight.
No,
No, okay. Well, if we're all sitting here quietly, I'll move to dismiss it.
Second?
Ed Allett,
Yes.
Roberta Carpenitz,
Yes.
Morgan McLaughlin.
Yes.
Rich O'Neill.
Yes.
Brian Bodimski.
Yes.
Yeah. Motion to recess for 5 minutes. Second.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
I just want to double check their notice.
looks like they're putting the coats on, so. Call the meeting back to order. Nope. How's that?
Continue the application.
Okay,
What's the,
I think we can accept the notice.
Mr. Gragnet? What's going on?
I've spoken with the applicant, and since we're the same applicant, for the next hearing, we're going to respectfully request that this matter be adjourned without further notice to the September hearing, first hearing in September.
I reviewed your notice, and it is sufficient. The board can essentially accept jurisdiction and then move it to the next meeting at which it can be scheduled.
And what meeting is that, September 3rd?
September 3rd will be.
September
yeah.
3rd, right? This should December 3rd.
need to make a motion on
Wait a minute.
We need a motion on that,
Sep-
Cliff?
Yes, I would appreciate it.
Make a motion
I'll make a motion that we adjourn this matter tonight till September 3rd,
without notice.
without notice. Yeah.
Second?
Ed Allett,
Yes.
Roberta Carpenetz.
Yes.
Morgan McLaughlin.
Yes.
Rich O'Neill.
Yes.
Brian Badimski.
Yes.
Let me make an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're here in connection with the Princeton Kanawha LLC application, application 2025-008Z, this application, notice has been accepted. This application has been adjourned to Wednesday, September 3rd at 7 o'clock at this location. There will be no further notice, but you're advised that this will be held again on September 3rd at 7 p.m. in this location. Thank you very much.
With that, we have chairman comments. Artin Tellman, the only comment I have, I'm going to be a grandpa in January.
Congratulations. That's more important than anything.
Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.